Your Pratt Pack promised on the road tonight, Steve and Dave's Petrucci Brothers Brewing, the home of Lion's Pride. It consists of them here in New Brighton, along with Rosalind's Candy at the end of 5th Avenue and Hollow Grounds on 3rd Street in New Brighton. And here is Papa Wood's Barbecue, Jason Woodward. You're going to meet him in just a moment. His mother happens to be Debbie Lehman, of course, Dr. Lehman, that great doctor for many years in Beaver County. So come on in, folks, and we're going to show you what this place is all about. All right, here they are, Jason, Skip Luca. Listen, folks, I'm up at 1:30 in the morning tomorrow. I hit the air at 5 a.m., so it's McCafe coffee for me. By the way, $1 a cup, any size right now at a McDonald's in your neighborhood. Look for the Golden Arches. Jason, tell me about this barbecue place. Your mom's been telling me about it for a long time. Have food truck will roll. Go ahead.
Like, I don't mess around. I serve competition-style barbecue. You know, if I'm going to give it to a judge, this is the same type of barbecue that I'm going to give out my window. So I don't. It's top notch. You know, it's if it wasn't good quality, like I wouldn't be serving it. Like it's if you go to another guy, they don't take as much care as I do. I care what comes out my window and my product. And if you ask around, people will tell you. Ask around here.
Listen,
it's top notch work.
Barbecue is the thing right now, especially in the food truck industry. When you got this Shell petrochemical plant coming, 6,000 construction workers. Skip didn't tell you about that. Many years of First Energy. Look, they're rolling 24/7. So you see, you have to bring the food to the people, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll pull it in there, and I'm hoping to get it on that. You know, and as far as barbecue trailers go, you're not going to find one better than mine. You're going to find food better than mine.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen, thank you for stopping by. All right, now look over here. All I want you to know is that Steve and Dave have been doing this a long time. They got Ed Shewak rolling and taking that beer all over the valley. Eddie Shewak, that family since 1950, right up there in Rochester, knows good beer. And believe me, the great thing about his distributorship that separates him from everyone else, he's into the craft beer, he's into the microbrews, and these guys here do it incredibly well. And on the weekends, you can come, great crowd. Obviously, you can watch your favorite sporting event, but you can drink some awesome beer. Now, we're going to talk Super Bowl. Here he is, 1967 grad from New Brighton, Gino DeMarco. Geneva says hello. He saw your picture in the yearbook just the other day, wanted me to say hi. And also, Kent State, Nebraska. His family, incredible. His father, Andy, his late son, Matt. Got a grandson now growing up playing some hoops at Blackhawk. I love this guy, and of course, much love to his late son, Matt's mother, Kathy Avancic, who I have a lot of love for as well. Now, before we talk about this game, I alluded from the Pratt Pack gym a little while ago, you and Nick Saban have been friends forever, going back to Kent State. Everybody says Bill Belichick is not. He will be the greatest coach, better than Lombardi, better than Noel, better than anyone. And this will be the greatest team, better than the Steelers of the 70s, Packers, Lombardi, the 60s. DeBartolo, the great Eddie DeBartolo, and those 49er teams led by Ringgold native Joe Montana, who was his high school coach, Chuck Abramsky, the same guy who coached Montana in the Mon Valley. Talk about what happened in Cleveland and why Nick Saban was a part of that coaching staff that got let go with Bill Belichick long before he became the legend in New England. Skip.
Well, he was the head coach at
Take your time. Go ahead, man. You're good.
Toledo. At Toledo. Now, Nick only ever got fired twice. He got fired once at Ohio State by 83 Earl Bruce, and then he got fired at Cleveland. And the reason he ended up at Cleveland, he'd just taken his first head coaching job at Toledo and won the MAC his very first year. He had a 4-year contract. He was on top of the world.
Locked in.
Yeah, locked in. You know, excited about coaching at Toledo. And actually, I was at his house the day he got a phone call. They just built a new home. We were visiting. And he gets a phone call. His wife says, "You got a call." I think it's some guy named Bella something.
As Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick. Well, what had happened is when Nick had got fired at Ohio State, he had to go to what he called the coaches clinic, the national coaches clinic, and beg for a job. That's what coaches do when they get fired. They have to market themselves. He went there and he met a guy by the name of Steve Belichick. The just happens to be Bill Belichick's father. He got hired at Navy, at the Naval Academy. He coached for Steve Belichick there, and when Bill was coming up in the coaching ranks after Nick left and went to Michigan State, he said, Bill, if you ever get a chance to hire someone, hire Nick Saban. I don't care what position you hire him at. He's a defensive coach, but hire him. So, like I said, he won the MAC at Toledo. I think they won the team. They had a heck of a year.
So he had to make the decision whether to go to the pros or not. And you, always thinking dollars make sense, he was making about 70 grand as head coach.
Right.
And they offered him like 300 grand. And your answer to your friend Nick Saban was?
It's a simple decision. It's all about money.
It's arithmetic.
Yeah, it's simple arithmetic. That's all it is.
All right.
You're going from 70 grand to 300,000.
All right, now we're going to move forward to what has become a juggernaut, a dynasty. Drew Bledsoe, you being an ex-quarterback, it's just the way it happens. He gets smacked by the Steelers. He gets knocked out of a game. But when he gets healthy, the decision was made. Even though they had just given him, Robert Kraft, a $100 million contract, he's the franchise quarterback. We're going to stick with Brady. Everyone talks about what happened in that snowball, if you will, in 2002 against Oakland, when a lot of people thought it was a fumble. Obviously, they said no, forward pass. But what could have happened to his legacy if the ruling would have went the other way? All of that is water under the dam, because whatever you think about Tom Brady, whether it's that snowball what changed his game, the opportunity he was given by Bill Belichick many years ago when Drew Bledsoe did not answer the bell, he has turned out to be the prototype. He's 39 years young, and he gets better every year. You have to think of the Deflategate that may have cost him the MVP that I believe Matt Ryan will get tonight during the NHL Honors Awards on Fox. Talk to me about what has made Bill Belichick from the days in Cleveland to where he is now, on the verge, I believe, if he wins his 5th tomorrow, 7-all, because he got 2 as an assistant with Bill Parcells and the Giants, he will become the greatest NFL coach ever. What changed him?
Well, a lot of people don't understand is Bill Belichick, his first coaching job was for the Giants, and all he wanted was room and board. That's how badly he wanted to coach. He said he'd break down film, he'd run film, he'd do whatever they wanted to coach. And, you know, it was obvious that he was just, you know, he was destined to coach. It's what he wanted to do more than anything, probably because of his father. And his father was a great example for him. But, you know, as he worked his way up through the ranks with the Giants, and that's where he got his reputation when he was coaching with the tuna, the big tuna. And when he got an opportunity to go with Cleveland, you know, Cleveland, I mean, since I was in college, Cleveland's been horrible, and that's a long time ago. I'm talking 1969, 1970. They have not been a good football team.